get right into the gaming big news. One of the first topics we had lined up on the docket for tonight is that Assassin's Creed Shadows has physical copies out in the wild. There's people doing illegal streams to show the gameplay. It's on all the little forums. The running theory is that people are thinking that because it was supposed to have been launching this week, that maybe all of the distributors weren't notified across the world to not open their physical copies. And they send it to the warehouse to fill the order. And of course, people get curious. The don't open box is the first thing they open. And all of a sudden, Assassin's Creed Shadows is in the streets. Now, I feel like this is just like that final nail in the coffin for this game to a certain degree. As far as like, I don't know, because even though yes, it's gonna get a day one patch, yes, I'm sure there's a lot of things that are gonna kind of get adjusted or tweaked once the game releases proper. Having this happen almost 2 weeks ahead of the release date kind of makes it feel like, can this game succeed now?
I mean, I believe it can. I mean, this stuff has happened before. I mean, especially in our early GameStop, like Pinnacle eras, like this thing has happened before. It's just, I feel like it's kind of very reckless for streamers to do something like that because you already know that when you put that stuff in your system, it's basically sending out alerts like, oh, hold on, like decoding, like, how did you get this? What's going on? And it's like, and I mean, especially if streaming is your bread and butter, why would you risk something like that? And even posting it online, via YouTube, like I said, there's a lot of tracking stuff out there now.
Right.
Why would you risk
that VPN? Not gonna save you.
Yeah, like why would you risk that? And just for what? Just for like probably like a day of fame?
Right. I don't think I
don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. I mean, I do feel like, I mean, overall, I feel like Assassin's Creed has hit a very lukewarm point. Like there are loyalists who love it for every iteration that comes around and they'll play it just out of brand loyalty. But I do feel like, yes, they might have hit just a pinnacle point. Jory has said it himself, like they have washed, rinse, and repeat this same cycle of formula for so long with some minor tweaks that is like, does it even feel like a new game after all? Like, yes, there's a lot of story context that a lot of people were looking forward to with this one, but we all know that's been bait before. Like, I said it myself, like, bro, like, I'm glad, I took the easy way out and just watched the last Far Cry, the movie, through the cutscenes. Like, found out that Giancarlo was just basically a glorified cameo. I was like, bro, he's the main villain. And he's just a glorified cameo. So I was like, bro, you bamboozle people. Like, he's just there. But not to like the fullest extent as you would think. So I mean, we'll see in the coming times, bro. We'll see it. I mean, this is one of the things of the gaming industry that goes out like that. At the end of the day, we'll see over time.
Yeah, I mean, you're right that it's not uncommon, right? You're absolutely. I mean, even Marvel Spider-Man 2, I remember, finding certain Discords that had a couple of spoiler pictures and leaks ahead, but we're talking about a few days ahead of time, right? Not 2 weeks ahead of time. And I think the only reason why I'm saying like it's a potential nail in the coffin is simply because this game has had such a troubled journey to this point. It just feels like, y'all have just, it's unfortunate, like I'm like the game not even really out yet to really be judged off its merits. And it's just like, it's been controversy after controversy after controversy.
But honestly, bro, I feel like that's becoming, I mean, as we've been seeing, that's almost like I said, that's becoming the COVID of the industry now. So many things are getting hit left and right because there's a lot of stuff going on, bro. A lot of stuff on the economical side, and even yes, people think America is so great. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, man, and it's really impacting the level of quality, deadlines, and just so many other things with these properties. Like it's not just a simple, and then that kind of goes back to my statement earlier. I do feel like for a while we should focus on AA games for a while to really like a sense like beef up on options, because people have been saying for a while like with these systems we want more options, but I do feel like the AAA format has just taken such a hit that I feel like everybody needs to like just slow down for a bit, regroup, and how do we address this type of level of quality for the future?
Mm, mm.
Because it's proven it, man. It's like they're succumbing to the weight.
Yeah, it's in more ways than one across the board with a lot of different publishers. As Frank, what do you think about the whole Assassin's Creed Shadows leak? Any concerns? I mean, because again, the pre-orders
I mean,
are like on par with Valhalla, so it's not like the game, despite the loud internet, it's not really like that. A lot of that has translated into people's interest in the game. Let me say.
I think to be honest with you, it's gonna get it's gonna be so bad. It's good. As far as the publicity,
Mm,
um, I don't know if it's timing. I don't know if it's the subject matter. I mean, one contributes to the other. I think it's gonna be at a very. I don't think it's gonna sell as much as they're hoping it sells.
as much as
If
they
it's
would
on
need
par,
it to sell,
of
honestly.
much as they would need it to sell, yeah, I don't really think so. We'll see, man. Because for me, the actual gameplay doesn't look bad from what I'm seeing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I
It's
just
gonna
know
get some
everybody.
unfair comparisons, but I agree with you. Like I'm like I don't think it's. I think it's almost getting critiqued more because of everything that's happened. Like it
Yeah,
looks.
it's gonna get critiqued more. I mean, you have a black man running around Tokyo. But I mean, if he works for Nobunaga, what's the controversy there? You know what I'm saying? So he's a
in
soldier.
in this fictional story. Go on.
He's a soldier. Yeah, like he's a soldier, and I was like, it's just gonna get it's gonna continue to get the flack it's getting. I don't think it's gonna be at a good place. If they already had the pre-orders, hopefully those pre-orders are real pre-orders.
Mm.
Um, you know, people, man, I've never felt a unanimous spirit bomb being developed or revenge death ball being developed for a game ever.
But
You feel me?
but do you feel like it's
Uh,
based off the game or kind of like what Tim was saying with Ubisoft of like they've kind of built up this bad will towards themselves with all their practices over the past couple of years. I think
that's true.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is almost like the scapegoat. It's the
It's
redheaded
the
stepchild,
scape.
quote unquote, of
It's
like
the scape. Okay, yeah, it's that, and we already asked for the. You should have already did it before Ghost of Tsushima,
that part.
and now if you're not willing to do anything on the scope of Ghost of Tsushima, to be honest with you, Valhalla should have been the Valhalla Tsushima before this one to show that hey, we're gonna give you what you guys want,
Yep.
and Valhalla didn't come across like that at all. It came across very generic, very stale, very boring. If I'm in all honesty,
Felt
it
like
wasn't that
content.
interesting. It felt like just content, yeah. And I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna suffer. I think Ubisoft is at a point to where there's not. It's this is just. It's gonna be only a matter of time. It's just like you couldn't run with your failures. Where did that leave you? Back to me. So that's where that's at, man. We're gonna see people pack their things in a cardboard box, and Ubisoft is officially being sold now. That's it. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, of course,
Yeah.
of course. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think it's like there is that level of empathy for the workers that make it up. Because again, it's like I don't ever think that there's at least from what I can my impression that they want to make a bad game. But when you have these publishers whose hands is so far in the pot that you can't put the recipe together, it's just like sorry, hop on LinkedIn from now, my guy. It's not looking
Listen,
good.
I mean, it's like Spider-Man dodging the Green Goblin's. Um, I don't know what he calls them, his pumpkin seed or whatever.
Pumpkin
Pumpkin
seeds,
bomb. Pumpkin bombs.
Huh?
disrespectful. Man.
I don't
It's a
even know what
pumpkin
those
shaped
weapons.
bomb called a pumpkin bomb.
Yeah, a pumpkin bomb. That's what it's called. I don't know, man.
And
What's his
not
weapons
even that. No, that's
called?
the hobgoblin that uses pumpkin bombs.
No, no, but they're orange. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. They never gave a name to those things. His weapons, his little gadgetry, his miniature, his what's that movie called? The Phantasm balls, wherever he throws them in Spider-Man dodging them.
Hmm.
Yeah, like if Ubisoft is not gonna do that when they weigh like 60 pounds over, so it's over, man. I'm just counting down until the day they say, hey, wrap it up.
Hmm.
Honestly, because how are they gonna come back? They don't even have money to make the games they want to make. That's what it's looking like, personally. So
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead, sir.
so that's true. Because I felt that what was that series where they were using like technology with the phone? That
Watch
kind of
Dogs.
just yeah, that fell flat after a while.
Yep.
what again?
Watch
Watch
Dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, that fell flat. Tom Clancy is in a very weird limbo of just stagnant because, I mean, yes, they did good with Siege because, I guess that was their biggest live service hit. But your other properties just kind of went left, like Ghost Recon. They were doing too much with Ghost Recon at a point, and it just fizzled out. Like,
Ghost Recon felt like a show on CBS 4. Ghost Recon just felt like I'm looking at the narrative. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get some NCIS characters coming on. We're gonna get the Corky Lab, Gothic Girl, the veteran old man who's just too cool to lose. Um,
It's just
yeah,
it's
man.
feeling like Ubisoft is going to be. I mean, I'm speaking about them in past tense already, but it's the impression again that I'm getting is that they're going to be a cautionary tale on why you should never get too comfortable in anything.
mhm.
Of like if you squeeze that blanket enough, eventually you will wring out all the possible like things that they can produce, all the prosperity out of it. You've wrung that rag too tight at this
I
point.
feel like AI has been running Ubisoft for the past 10 years. Just regular AI giving you that generic copy and paste. Hey,
I could see that.
type in ChatGPT. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
No, I could
Because
see that.
nothing feels alive,
Inspired.
man.
Yeah, none of it feels
Inspired.
inspired. Yeah,
Play
I can see
Assassin's
that.
Creed 1 and play 2 and play 3 and 4 and stop there. And
Not
then tell
even. I
me
stopped at the
how
Brotherhood.
do you feel? I mean, I stopped at Brotherhood as
Yeah.
well. I mean, I to me, 1 and 2, I love 1 personally. I have
Mm,
an attachment to 1. I like Altair more than I do Ezio.
that's fine.
I like that super sarcastic Middle Eastern humor and stoicism. It's just different. It comes across different. It feels like I'm there. They always speak in parable. Like I love it.
Mm,
And with what I see, how there's no care behind it, man. Hey, we're gonna do Assassin's Creed. It's like cleaning. It's like washing the bathroom, doing the bathroom. You
yeah,
just make sure the
just
bathroom's
routine.
clean. That's
Yeah,
it. Just
we're
routine.
gonna drop Assassin's Creed Mobile. We're gonna drop Assassin's Creed Mirage to take it quote unquote back to the basics.
Back
But
to use your Fabuloso, your Ajax. You know, get your generic green mesh scrubber, right? That green mesh scrubber. Get the
yep,
yellow rubber ones. Don't get the scrap. Just get the standard yellow Dexter's Lab mom color gloves.
yeah. And
Make
then
sure it's
here comes the team that made Prince of Persia with the Scrub and Bubbles Mr. Clean crossover pitch, and they're like,
oh, no, 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 no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no.
no, no,
That's too
no.
much. That's too much. We're not trying to clean the bathroom faster.
Yeah.
We're gonna scrub it down.
Or change the way it gets cleaned. We're just gonna.
No, 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 no. No, we not getting inspired at all. Just straight bricks. If we gotta wash the tub with bricks, we doing that to get that stain off. Let's do it. That's what we're gonna do. Because for me, man, I can't even say amazed. It's just like I'm waiting for this to be over. Like, okay, just wrap it
Yeah.
up, guys. Sell the company at this point.
That's why I
Just sell
said
it.
nailing coffin, chickens coming home to the roost, whatever the old school metaphor comparison you want to use. I'm just like, Shadows probably won't even deserve it. It's probably gonna be one of the more breath of fresh air Assassin's Creed we had in a while, and it won't matter because you guys have you've dug yourself so deep. There's no way to climb out at this point. You dropped NFT games that nobody bought. You know, it's just like
NFTs, they're all the rage now. All the kids are getting them. Cigar in mouth, light up cigar, kick back in chair,
Right.
feet on the table.
Nothing like a one of one PNG that belongs on the internet.
I mean, it goes back to what I said. We'll see in time. I mean, because what really generates some hype for the game is, of course, there's people who want to see the full-fledged cutscene movie to see where did this story go, and of course, like gameplay comparisons. Because remember a couple of parts back, a lot of people was going to say like, they're going to do the Ghost of Tsushima comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, even though Ghost of Yote isn't out, but the last iteration with the PS4 graphics, PS5 Pro enhanced, a lot of people are going to do the comparisons of gameplay. So I do feel like it's going to generate some form of media. But then at the end of the day, is man, what are these companies going to do moving forward? Yes, you're going to make some dollars off it, yes, but let's see where it goes.
Yeah. I mean, again, other perplexing publisher decisions to discuss, and I'm not even talking. I don't even think we're coming at Ubisoft with any kind of level of hate. It's just like, fam, at some point you did it to yourself, right? It's like we all had that one homeboy like back in high school where like he just kind of kept making slightly worse and worse decisions. And then like you find out one day he got locked up and you're kind of like, well, I don't, like what else? I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Like I think that's just kind of where I'm at with Ubisoft. I'm like, I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. The pathway to how we got here is clear.